Hello and welcome to Privars Fiskefluer. Today I'm going to show you a little about the techniques using a dubbing loop, and in this particular video I'm going to show you how to split thread and use that kind of technique. To show you the real technique, I tied up a CDC shrimp for you. So as I'm going to explain in the video, you can use the splitting thread technique for easy tie-on materials like feathers and dubbing and so on. Coarser materials you can use ordinary dubbing loops, but that is gonna be covered in some part 2 of this series, how to use a dubbing loop. Okay, follow on and see the material lists and see the video where I tie the strip. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit materials I've been using in this fly. I got this large bag of hooks from China. It has the right curve on it, and I tried it out. I think it looks very nice. But I showed you the wrong one. This is big size. This is a small size. It's size this is the right, of course. Size 8. I call it the shrimp hook. I can use it like that. Okay, I'm gonna show you the hook in the real life without any materials. Looks like this. Has the right curve. Okay, gonna try this hook out. I think it's gonna stand the test. Okay, for this I use this thread. That's not so very hard to come by. It's a Ceraphil thread in the color orange. I bought it from the late Staffan Mainstrom in Thailand. I don't think it's made anymore, but I think maybe you can get it from his wife in Thailand that still stocks this thread. Alright. And I use some I got this large hank of this. I got this orange crystal flash for antennas, alright. And also I got this kind of dubbing. I have this about the matching color. I don't know, I think it's from Fly Touch Dungeon in the color orange. Okay, I use it for the ball to split the ice. The ice is fluorescent orange and homemade. I made this with some color powder and glue. Okay, and also I got this underbody in I don't know how big it is. It's flat braid in gold. And of course I have this pink. Don't mind about the color because this is more orange pink than pink. I think the color on my camera is a bit screwed up. Alright, it's pink CDC feathers. Well, that's all I had on the materials. I think. Have I forgotten anything? No, I haven't. And tools I've been using on this is paper clips for putting on the thread. Of course, Norwise automatic bobbin. You can use ordinary bobbin if you want. And of course I have a scissor, long one to snip the feathers off. Alright. And a toothbrush to comb out the feathers. Well, that's about all. And of course I have this block to fold the feathers. It's an old oak I have from a bench top. Alright, that's all the materials I'm using in this fly. So thank you all, and see how I tie this fly and my explanation of this techniques using in this video. So follow on and watch out, maybe come a fly onto your video screen. Okay. Well, now I'm gonna show you some techniques about dubbing loops, but just for now I'm gonna show you how to use a splitting thread technique. And to show that, I tie a little shrimp, and CDC shrimp, and I'm gonna use some special thread for this. This is a thread called Serafil. It contains of 2 cordials that has ability to split in 2. Okay, first of all, I make a little ball of dubbing that matches just about the color of this CDC. It's gonna be a pink CDC shrimp, and I make a little ball of dubbing just in front on the hook bend, like that. Alright, this is to split the eyes and also to antennas. I use some orange crystal flash for this to make the antennas. It looks like this. All the materials I've been using is going to be covered in a little section of this. Well, put that aside, just wind it on like that, one on each side, and snip off these babies. It's going to be about this length. Well, now the eyes is going to go on. Use some orange fluorescent eyes I made for this, and also I'm gonna put a little, before I put eyes on, I'm gonna put a little CDC feathers to make, you see here you have it. We're gonna tear out some CDC feathers fibers and tie it on the front. This is very small fiber, so I'm gonna take more feathers just to make it happen. I got a lot of them, but this is the last I have on this color. But what didn't I do for you guys? Now it's going to look the way I want it. Alright. And now the eyes is going to go on. I take a pair of these fluorescent eyes, find a pair that's almost the same in size, like this, wind it on, and snip it off. Take on the other side, use your vise to just make it stay in place, adjust length and see approximately the right angle and the right length of this eyes so it becomes equal. Right, snip this off like that. Right, then you have the eyes on it. Now I'm gonna put on some ribbing. I got this on my shelf here. I use some gold metal ribbing for this. This is point, I don't know what heck it is. It's point 0.2 millimeters, and just wind it up like this. I can double it, but it stays there. Okay, and use your back of your scissors to snip this off. You can helicopter it if you want to as well. Now I'm gonna take some, I'm gonna pause the video a little bit because I forgot to put on this shell back. Okay, of course this shell back was in the bottom of my bag. I have to look for it Quite on the bottom it was, okay, but I spared you for that, so that's why I paused the video. Well, here you have it. It's about I don't know what kind of length and size it is. About maybe it's on the bag. No, it's not at all, but I have to snip it off and make it go over the ice like that, like this, and I wind it, let it stay on the front here. Let's hope it stays there. Okay, now I'm gonna put some flat braid in gold to make the underbody. That really shines through. Alright, it's gonna be a bit slender body on this one, so I don't want to take any dubbing on this. It's gonna be lively and thick enough, just as you might say. I'm gonna take a different approach to this, because afterwards this CDC is gonna come on like that. Put that, and also I take and wind the thread on to the, well, it's a bit like that. Okay, I take this and wind it forwards so it meets the shell back in front. Okay, now we have reach it. Now take both of them and securely attach them to the hook like that. Snip it off, and now it's gonna come on some CDC feathers. See, I have this wooden block, have it in oak. I folded 2 or 3 CDC feathers in this one. This is for longer feathers, but I had some piece of oak and I made these cuts in this. I made this to fold feathers in. You can also use a much cheaper method for folding feathers. I have this one. It's in styrofoam, or well, I don't not quite know what it's called in English, but you see, I cut it. It makes the same job. Okay. Now I take my paper clips. I have a couple of them. It looks like this. Ordinary paper clips. You can use some see-through ones, but I don't need it. So I take it and place it into my paper clip like that, and now I can lift it up, and with some long scissors I snip off the ends, and on the front as well. I don't need that. You see these leftovers, I just snip off these feather stems like that. All fell to the floor, but what the heck. And I transfer it to this other paper clip, and there you have it. Alright, now I'm gonna put on the first layer of feathers. Maybe I should have one more, but I can see how long it reaches. This is, as I said, the special thread is called Serafil. Still you can buy it online, but I don't know where else to buy it, but from a lady in Thailand. She's the wife of this late Norwegian Swedish fly tyer Staffan Lindström. He had this Serafil. Well, I just wind it. I think it's clockwise. I wind it clockwise, or is it anti-clockwise? We have to wind this thread between your fingers and it will opens up the cordals. Just do it, and it's a bit difficult sometimes, but it's coming now. There you have it. It's a bit you can take the point of your scissors and split it like that. So yeah, split it, and now I can take. It's not very necessary because this fibers is not so very slicky, but I place it into my dubbing loop like this. It's not ordinary dubbing loop, but it acts like that. Put this feather into this and close it over the feather fibers. See now, we got this stumps. Just push it like that, and now I can just spin the bobbin. This feather fiber is so light and easy to work with, so the force in the thread will make this spin like a noodle. I'm gonna teach you a little about what materials you can do like this with. Okay, see now the advantage of this, you could just wind it on like an ordinary thread, I say, like that. You just take it forwards as we go backwards. You see now, I also see now I got just the feather amount I need. Okay, now the feather is on, and now I take all these feather fibers, I take it down to the sides, because now it's gonna go over this shell back is gonna go over the top, and you attach it like this, and now this is gonna go over this ribbing. You can just wind it in between, and also use to control the feather fibers. You can use an old toothbrush that I cut these fibers to make it stiffer, like that. And you can also make some segmentation if you want, but I don't have to do that. Like that and like that. And now just have to try not to tie down too many fibers, like that, and just see, this is not cooperative. And you can helicopter this like that, and you can make a little tail of it, and I do that. I just make a half hitch first and some whip finish by hand, because I find that more easier when the tail is so long. Okay, now I've done that. This is a retractable bobbin, so I have to put that aside onto the bobbin rest. You see, it retracts. It's an always automatic bobbin, this. Now you have this nice little shrimp, and if I can make a little pointy tail on this, and do just the same on this side, and then the front, do the same, make a little point of it. It's a bit fiddly, and Try not to cut too many fibers in this procedure. Well, it could have been more fantastic looking, but I think this makes the trick. You have this CDC shrimp with a shell back, and you have this orange crystal flash. You have this fluorescent eyes. You can, if you want, take some lacquer or something to reinforce this, but I think this will make the day. But what I really wanted to show with this video is the splitting thread technique. Okay, that was this Ceraphil thread. I can cut off a little stump of it so we can see. It contains well, I don't know if you can see that, but if you wind it, you will see that it splits into, it contains of 2 cordals. This. Okay, that's what the fly tying. I put this, take it out of the vise like this, and I'm gonna put another hook. I'm gonna show you a little more of this splitting thread technique. Now we're gonna use another thread that's more easy to split with the ordinary method. Okay, I put some of these materials aside because I don't need it anymore. Now I'm gonna use some GSP thread. Wind it on. And I found out that I had some needles there. There is sorry about that. This is a sewing machine needle. To split the thread you can use one of those. And how to split the thread is you just flatten it out with your fingers and just use your eyesight and split it. See, now I split it in 2, and now we can put the materials into this and wind the bobbin, and you will see that all the same is gonna happen. You're gonna spin the materials and make a little noodle of materials. That was this needle, and I got this little nice tool from Stonefall. You see this? When I use like this, it pokes out a little needle. You see it? That needle is gonna split the thread for you. Use the same procedure, flatten it out and put the thread into the notch and just push on the needle. There you have it. We have split the thread like that. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you a little about the materials you can use splitting the thread method. It's not so very good force on this if you just wanna wind on materials like this, but what you can do with the splitting thread method is putting in some feather fibers. You can use dubbing to reinforce it to make a little noodle, and that was gonna show you now. I just using the needle again and just split off. I have to do it a little more, but my eyesight is not the greatest. Okay, and now this GSP thread is very slick, so just have to use some dubbing wax. Use this as a rule. Use some dubbing wax. This is a cheap ski wax I have. You have this and the blue with the purple stripe on it. It's very good. And you can just dub the one part of this for example. If this is some seals for on other material that is very hard to dub, very hard to stick on the thread, you can just lightly dub it onto the thread like this and put it into the loop, or just spin this thread. You see now I placed the thumb and forefinger close to the bobbin. You see it spins more easily now. And now the thread spins, and I transfer the tension onto the dubbing. You see now it becomes a little rope, and when you wind this on to the hook, you will see that it becomes a very conform, and you can also build a nice tapered body with this. You see how nice it becomes? Sorry about that, I got a nice a little cold. I think it's a spring here in Norway, so you see how it looks. I think that was about things I wanted to say with the splitting thread techniques. And well, I'm gonna end this video now. Of course, it's gonna be some material list and things to show the materials I've been using this fly. If you're interested, I guess you are interested in that. So thank you all for watching, and please subscribe to my videos and hit the notification bell, and I will always get my latest video. Bye bye and tight lines.